My name is Jared here at Downey Yoga. We're going to get started in a comfortable position. So, any comfortable position for you, seated on your back. Add props if you'd like. We're going to take a few moments here to check in, just to kind of connect to being present in this moment on our mat. And then we'll take a moment or two to play with our breath, just to kind of get a little more grounded through our breathing. We'll do some movement, some light movement, and we'll build up pretty quickly. So listen to your body, take rest, take water as needed. And we'll finish up, of course, as we always do, with some movement, some strengthening, some balance, and then some light stretching. Right. So go ahead and get started on your back in a seated position. Close your eyes, and we'll take a few deep breaths in and out all together. Right. So let's take a nice deep breath in, and then just open mouth exhale. Right, just kind of letting go of your outside world a bit. Right, so take another deep inhale, and then again sigh it out. Let it go. Right, since we are in the middle of our week, depending on when you're watching this, right, think of all the good and perhaps not so good things that happened to you this week, and take a nice big breath in, and then just sigh it out. Let it go. Right, begin to create a little space for your practice, just by tuning into what you're experiencing in your internal world. Right? So whatever that happens to be, it could be sensations in your body, it could be the movement, the sensations of your breath. All right, but with your eyes closed, just take a few moments just to notice whatever the heck is going on in there. Right? Any thoughts, any dialogue, any drama from your day. Right? Just notice what it is. Let's start to bring your awareness back or to your breathing. Right, as we begin to move our bodies in our practice today, right, as you find your thoughts drifting wherever they may drift to, right, you can always begin to recenter and reconnect by bringing your awareness, bringing your thoughts back to your breath, right? So let's go and start to move our breath a little more intentionally. And all we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of box breathing, right? So it's a very active breath, which is perfect because we're beginning class, right? So what we'll do is we'll take a nice full and complete inhalation through the nose for about a count of 4, right? So it's really, really relatively quick, right? Then we'll hold our breath for about a count of 4. Then we'll exhale fully and completely through the mouth, right? So really active as well, right? Maybe you'll engage the belly a bit. And then we'll hold at the bottom, right? We'll do a round of 4. Right. So let's start with just a breath in and out all together, just to sync up a bit. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then open mouth exhale. Right. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth 2, 3, 4, and then hold at the bottom 2, 3, 4. So it's relatively quick, right? Inhale through the nose 2, 3, 4, and then hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. Inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. Take a nice deep breath in. And a long, slow, steady breath out. All right, with the eyes still closed, go ahead and make your way into a comfortable seated position and then reclose your eyes if needed. Right, so if you're lying down, go and make your way to a seat. Right, then bring both hands to your heart, interlace your fingers, and then flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Right, so as you flip your palms up towards the ceiling, take a nice big breath in, look up towards the hands. As you exhale, lower your hands behind your head and bend the elbows. Right, lower your gaze too. Right, inhale, press up and look up. As you exhale, lower the hands, lower your gaze, and point your left elbow towards the floor. Right elbow points up. Again, inhale, press up and look up. Exhale, lower and switch sides. Right elbow points down, left elbow points up. And one more time, inhale, press up and look up. And exhale, lower and bend. Right, so just bending over to the side one more time each side. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower and bend. On your next inhalation, reach both hands up overhead, release the fingers. As you exhale, bring both hands to your heart, reclose your eyes if needed. Just take a moment or two here to reconnect to your breathing. Right? Begin to create a nice steady rhythm here with your breath if you haven't done so already. And if by chance you'd like to also set an intention for your practice today, right? Take a moment or two here to do that as well. Right? But as you connect to this rhythm in your breath, right? As you create this rhythm, right? It doesn't have to be the longest or the loudest breath, right? See if you can begin to create steadiness through your breathing. All right, take a nice deep breath in, all together. And then open mouth, exhale, side out. Awesome. Continue to breathe steadily, and then go ahead and start to make your way onto your hands and knees. All right, so go ahead and make your way into your tabletop. Right, as you bring both hands beneath your shoulders, bring both knees beneath your hips, and just begin to circle around here. Right, so spread the fingers gently. Right, you can tuck the toes here for a little more stability here, but make sure your knees are beneath your hips, right? So if the knees are super close or maybe even touching, just walk a little space between the knees. All right, and then if you haven't switched directions already, go and switch directions, right? Just circling in the other direction, right? Just making the biggest, the smallest, the prettiest circles that feel good in your body here. And then go and start to come back to center. Right, as you come back to center, rotate your hands so that the fingers point outwards, thumbs point inwards, and just walk the wrists together a little bit. Right, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. And then just start to circle around again. Right, keep the fingers spread, and as you circle around here, resist the urge to lift the palms up. Right, see if you can keep the palms in the pads of your thumbs pressing down. All right, and of course, if you'd like to add a little extra movement by twisting the hips and shoulders, and of course, if you haven't done so already, right, feel free to do so. All right, and then switch directions. Nice and steady with your breath, nice and steady with your movement, right? See if you can just start to create some steadiness with your movement, even if you're not really moving any particular pattern. All right, then come back to center. One more little warm-up or stretch here for the wrists and forearms. Rotate your hands so that the palms point up and fingers point inwards, right? So you'll flip the hands, thumbs will point forward, and then once your palms are resting on the floor, if you like, you can step the knees in a little bit closer to take some of the intensity out of the situation. And then once you're feeling relatively comfortable, bend and straighten your arms, right? Just lower and lift your shoulders as much as you comfortably care to. And then start to straighten the arms as much as you comfortably can, and then bend and straighten the fingers 3 or 4 times. Awesome. We're going to start to come back to center. Replace both hands on the floor so that the fingers once again point forward with the palms pressed flat and the fingers spread gently. Right. Once you are back into your tabletop, lift your right leg and begin to move your right leg around in a way that feels good to you. Right. Could be circles, could be kicks, or some combination of the two. All right. Go ahead and move in both directions. And then come back to center with your right leg, extend your right foot back behind you and square your hips to the floor, right? If you'd like to add on here, you can extend your left hand forward with the thumb pointed up, but know that you can also keep the left hand on the floor if that feels more stable for you. All right, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your left elbow and your right knee and bring them together to touch, right? If your left hand is still on the floor, just bring your right knee to your left elbow. All right, then inhale, stretch out and lengthen. All right, exhale, bring it together. Right knee, left elbow. All right, then inhale, extend out, point through the toes, and exhale, bring it in. And one more time, as you inhale, extend the right foot back behind you. As you exhale, return your right knee to the floor, retuck the toes, right? Press into both hands equally, press into the balls of your feet, and then bring your knees off the floor just an inch or two. Right, so hover your knees, right? Tuck the tailbone, feel all the wonderful muscles in your body engage and feel all the wonderful thoughts that come along with them. See if you can create steadiness here with your breath. Right, feel the lower belly engaged. Continue to press into the hands actively. Right, take one more inhale. And as you exhale, press back into your downward facing dog. And as you press back into your downward facing dog, take a few moments here to move around, pedal your feet, twist the hips and shoulders. And as you begin to wake up some sensations in your body, right, take a moment or two here to wake up some sensations that are feeling good. All All right, then going to start to come back to center. Just a moment or two of stillness in your downward facing dog. Nice and active in your down dog, right? Press into the palms and lengthen through the shoulders. All right, if at any time you need a break while we're here in down dog, or really any time during class today, know that you can always lower your knees to the floor like so, or maybe sit the hips all the way down to the heels and rest the forehead onto the floor or onto something comfortable. Right, we're going to start to come back to center here. Shift forward, bring your knees all the way back down to your mat, into tabletop. And we'll warm up our wrists and forearms just a little bit more as we warm up our spine a little bit more. Right, so rotate your fingers so that the fingers start to point back towards your knees. Right, it doesn't have to be perfect. Right, as is all things. And on your next inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, and press the palms down. Right, see if you can feel the sternum or the heart lift up. Right, as you exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and as you press into the palm, see if you can create a little more space between your shoulder blades. Right, let's do that again. Inhale. Chin and tailbone lift, and then exhale, tuck it together. Again, inhale, and then exhale. One more time. As you inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, press the palms down. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, round the shoulders. All right. On your next inhalation, return to a neutral spine. Rotate the hands with the fingers, point forward once again. I'll turn so that you can see what's going on here on the other side. And then extend your left leg back behind you. Right, so as you reach your left foot back, bend the knee. Take a moment or two here to move your left leg in a way that feels good to you. All right, being sure to move in both directions. And then come back to center here. Extend your left leg back behind you. All right, so left leg reaches back, same as before. Keep the hips square to the floor. If you'd like to add on here, you can reach your right hand forward with the thumb pointed up. All right, this time I'll demonstrate this with my right hand off the floor, but know that you can totally keep your right hand down if that feels more stable for you. All right, point the toes of your left foot. Take a nice deep breath in. Lengthen out through your right fingertips. Then as you exhale, bend your right knee, elbow your left knee, and bring them together. All right, inhale, stretch out. And then exhale, bring it together. Inhale, stretch out. And then exhale, bring it together. Once again, as you inhale, lengthen out through the fingertips, through the toes. And then as you exhale, bring it together. All right. As you inhale, stretch out nice and long. As you exhale, return your right hand, your left knee all the way down to the floor. All right, take a moment or two here to adjust to make sure the knees are beneath the hips. Retuck the toes. Press into the palms. Press into your feet, and then once again hover your knees off the floor. Right, so just bring your knees up, just an inch or two will do. All right, nice and steady with your breath. All right, then go ahead and lift the knees, press the hips back once again into your downward facing dog. Let's take a nice deep breath in, and then open mouth, exhale, sigh it out, let it go. And again, nice big inhale. And then open mouth, exhale. Right, so we'll move through that little sequence again, this time adding on a little bit more as we go. Right, so it's, as mentioned, listen to your body, do what feels good, and skip the rest. Right, so take a nice big inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips towards the heels. Right, keep the knees bent here, and as you exhale, start to shift your shoulders over your hands. Right, so the knees are bent. And you'll either hover the knees an inch or two above the floor, or tap them down for a quick break. Right, on your next inhale, press right back. Keep the knees bent, lift up onto the tippy toes. And then as you exhale, same as before, keep the shape in the legs as you bring your shoulders over your hands, and either tap or hover the knees. Right, one more time. Inhale, press back. And then exhale, shift forward. All right, as we make our way into our floating tabletop, once again, option to lower the knees if needed. If you'd like to add on, you can extend the right foot, the right leg back behind you. Right, as you lift the right foot off the floor, right, so you can keep both hips square to the floor, and then, of course, find your breath. And then go and begin to press back into your three-legged down dog. Right. So if your right foot is not yet extended back behind you, extend your right foot, right leg back behind you. And once you have your right foot off the floor, bend the right knee, twist the hips open, and maybe take a moment or two here to circle around. And moving in both directions, of course. All right, then on your next inhalation, straighten your right leg behind you. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your right elbow. And then on your next inhale, stretch back. And then exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow, lift above the elbow if you can. And then inhale, reach back. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your right elbow, and then step or carry your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Right? So use your hands if needed. Once your heel is somewhere beneath your knee, reach your right hand up overhead for a low lunge twist. Right? If you'd like, you can lower the left knee, the back knee to the floor or to a blanket, or perhaps add a block or a few books beneath your left hand for a little elevation. All right? Once you have your shape, once you have your twist, go and bring your right hand to the back of your head. All right, we're going to begin to twist here. So see if you can keep the left arm straight as we begin to move. Right, so take a nice full breath in, lean the right elbow, the right shoulder open. Then as you exhale, bring your right elbow towards the left elbow. All right, continue to press into the left palm to keep the arm straight. Right, inhale, open up. I'll turn so that you can see. And then exhale, twist right elbow towards the left. Left arm is straight. One more time, just for fun. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, twist. And on your next inhalation, reach your right hand up overhead. And on your next exhalation, return your right hand to the floor. Step your right foot back behind you into plank pose. All right, so as we make our way into plank, just a brief plank pose here, and I know what you're thinking, oh shucks, right? Don't worry, we'll spend some time here later, right? But as we find your way here, here or in the future, right, you can always lower your knees to the floor for a modified plank. All right, wherever your knees happen to be, make sure you keep the muscles in your legs active, right? It'll help share the load with the upper body, right? But from here, we're going to make our way into our side plank. So sway both heels over to the left. Sweep your right hand up overhead. And then find your breath. If you'd like, you can rest your right hand on your hip to take care of your shoulder. Or if you'd like a little more support, you can always bring your left knee to the floor. All right, wherever you happen to be, just a breath or two more here. All right, if it's comfortable for your neck, perhaps gaze up towards your right hand just to make sure it's still attached to your right arm. Yep, thank goodness, still there, right? Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, bring your right hand to the floor, step both feet back behind you, and then lower all the way down to your belly as you complete your exhale. All right, as you arrive safely on the floor, untuck your toes, hug your heels together, walk your hands out nice and wide, and then lift up onto your fingertips, right? Point the elbows towards the ceiling, and then on your next inhalation, tuck your chin and roll your shoulders up. Exhale, lift your chin and lower the shoulders back down. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower. Again, inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower. One more time. As you inhale, tuck the chin, roll the heart up just as high as you comfortably can, and then exhale, lower all the way back down. All right, as you arrive safely on the floor once again, replace the hands beneath the shoulders, retuck the toes, and keep the elbows close to the ribs, right? As you inhale, press up. And as you exhale, press all the way back into your downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice big inhale, bend your knees, sit your hips towards your heels. Right, same as before, keep this wonderful shape in the legs, and as you exhale, shift your shoulders over your hands, and either tap or hover the knees, right? 2 more times. Inhale, press back, lift up onto the toes, exhale, shift forward, hover or tap the knees, right? 1 more time. Inhale, press back. As you exhale, shift forward, once again into floating tabletop, lower the knees at any time as that sudden urge overcomes you. Or stay here, right? If you'd like to add on a little bit more, same as the previous side, you can extend the left leg back behind you and connect to your breath from there. And then go and press back into your 3-legged down dog, this time extending your left foot, left leg back behind you if it isn't yet extended back behind you. And then once your left leg is lifted, bend the left knee and take a moment or two here to move in a way that feels comfortable for you, right? Even if it is just a little bit, right? Just a moment or two here to open up the left hip a bit more. All right, then on your next inhalation, straighten your left leg behind you. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your left knee to your left elbow. All right, then as you inhale, stretch back. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow. Maybe lift a little bit higher if you can or care to. Then inhale, reach back. And exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow or above. Then step or carry your left foot to the outside of your hand. And then reach your left hand up overhead. All right, same options as before. Lower the back knee, use a block or books beneath the right hand. And then once you feel some stability here, start to bring your left hand to the back of your head as we start to twist. All right, so start to create some space here in the shoulders and the upper body by leaning the left shoulder, the left elbow open. Take a full breath in. Then as you exhale, bring your left elbow to the right elbow, but keep the right arm straight, right? Nice and active into the right palm. Inhale, open up, and then exhale, twist. Once again, inhale, open, and then exhale, twist. All right, on your next inhalation, reach the left hand up overhead. As you exhale, replace the left hand on the floor. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Hello, plank pose, right? Don't forget, lower the knees if needed, and activate the muscles in your legs, right? Feel the kneecaps lift, and perhaps feel the glutes engage ever so gently, right? On your next inhalation, go sway over the heels over to the right. We'll find our next side plank, right? So bring the left hand towards the ceiling. Same options as before. If you'd like to lower your right knee to the floor for a little more support, know that you can. Right? But wherever your right knee happens to be, if it's feeling comfortable enough for your neck, gaze your gaze up towards the left thumb and breathe there. All right, let's take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor, step both feet back behind you, and then lower all the way down as you complete your exhale. All right, same as previously, walk the hands out nice and wide, lift up onto the fingertips, and point your elbows up. All right, on the next inhalation, tuck the chin, roll the heart up. Exhale, lift the chin, and lower back down. All right, 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, roll up, and then exhale, lower down. And again, inhale, and exhale. All right, as you arrive safely on your stomach, bring the hands beneath your shoulders, retuck the toes, and then as you inhale, press up. And as you exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And then open mouth, exhale, side out. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little side bend here, just to create a little more length in the sides of our body. Right. So on your next inhalation, bend the knees, lift up onto the tippy toes, and then twist your hips over to the left. Right, your knees will point to the right. Right, feel that nice, wonderful stretch along the right side of your body, along the right rib cage, and then perhaps bring your gaze, bring your head beneath the right arm, just to add a little more sensation if that's feeling good to you. All right, take a nice deep breath in here. Perhaps sit the hips a little bit lower or lift the heels a little bit higher. Then as you exhale, keep the knees bent as you bring the hips to center, and then bring your shoulders over the hands, either hover or tap the knees down. All right, let's do that again. Inhale, press back. Twist the hips to the left, knees point right. Exhale to center, keep the knees bent, and hover forward. One more time. Inhale, press back. Knees are bent. Twist the hips left. Exhale to center, and then forward. We'll pause here for just a few more breaths, same as earlier. Lower the knees if needed, or add on by extending the right foot behind you, right? If you'd like to add on a little bit more after that, you can reach the left hand forward as well. All right, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, return the left hand, press back into your three-legged down dog once again. Take a nice full inhale. And then as you exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow, right? Lift up as high as you can. All right, then inhale, extend back. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow, and lift. And then inhale, extend back. As you exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow, once again, lift, and then step or carry your right foot to the outside of your right hand, and then sweep your right hand up overhead. All right, same as before, use any props or lower the back knee if needed. And then once you have a little bit of stability, start to bring your right hand to the back of your head, and then lean the right elbow open. Right, so we'll do the same twist as we did previously. If you'd like to add on a little more twist, you can start to bring your right elbow now towards the left wrist, but you still try to keep the left arm straight, right, as best as you can. Right, so take a big inhale, lean the left elbow open. Then as you exhale, bring your right elbow towards the left elbow or left wrist. All right, I'll turn so that you can see. Right, take a big inhale, open it, and then exhale, twist. One more time, inhale, open up, and then exhale, twist. All right, on your next inhalation, reach your right hand up overhead. As you exhale, return your right hand to the floor and then step your right foot back behind you. All right, so as you step back into your plank once again, we'll make our way into our side plank once again. So sway both heels over to the left and then stretch your right hand up overhead. All right, same option as before. If you'd like to lower the left knee, please do. If you'd like to add a back bend this time through, you can step your right foot to the floor behind you and then twist your hips towards the ceiling for your wild thing. All right, wherever you happen to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a wild thing. All right, connect to your breath. All right, and if you are in your wild thing, start to make your way back into side plank. Bring your right hip over the left. Take a nice full inhale. Then as you exhale, return both hands to the floor, step both feet back behind you, and lower all the way down. All right, once you arrive safely on the floor, untuck the toes, walk the hands out wide, same as before. Lift up onto the fingertips, inhale, and roll up. And then exhale, lower back down. Again, inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower back down. One more time, as you inhale, roll the heart up. And then exhale, lower back down.
All right, from here, reach both hands out overhead. All right, keep the neck straight by gazing down at the floor, and then lift your hands and shoulders off the floor. Right, lift through the back of your head instead of lifting the chin up. Right, if you'd like to add on a little bit more here, you can lift the legs too. Take a nice full breath in and lengthen your body. All right, as you exhale, cactus the arms, hug the shoulder blades, and then maybe lift up a little bit higher. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, stretch out, and exhale, lift, cactus the arms. Again, inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, cactus the arms and lift. All right, as you complete the exhale, return to the floor, replace your hands, retuck your toes. As you inhale, press up. And as you exhale, press all the way back. Downward facing dog. Awesome effort. Take the deepest breath in yet. Big inhale. And the biggest breath out. Let it go. Exhale. All right, so 1 more time through. We'll start with our side bends. All right, so on your next inhalation, bend your knees. Lift up onto the tippy toes and twist your hips to the right. Knees point left. All right, lengthen the left side of your body. Perhaps even bring your gaze beneath your left arm, your left shoulder. Right, perhaps just to check out what the heck is going on down there. Right, hopefully nothing too interesting. All right, take a nice deep breath in. Lift the heels, hit the hips a little bit lower. As you exhale, keep the knees bent. Bring your hips to center, and then bring your shoulders over your hands. Either hover or tap the knees down. All right, again, inhale, press back. Twist the hips right. Knees point left. Exhale to center and forward. 1 more time. Inhale back and twist the hips right. Exhale to center and forward. All right, we'll hold here for just a few more breaths. Same as before, lower the knees or lift the left leg. All right, same as before. If you'd like to add on here, extend the right hand forward for just another breath or 2. All right, take a nice full inhale. As you exhale, return the right hand, press back into your 3-legged down dog. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow. Right, lift as high as you can. Inhale, lengthen back. As you exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow, and lift. And 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen back. As you exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow, step hopper magic, your left foot to the outside of your left hand, and then sweep your left hand up overhead. Same options as before. All right, start to bring your left hand to the back of your head, lean your head back, lean the left elbow open, take a full breath in. Then as you exhale, twist, bring your left elbow towards the right elbow or right wrist. All right, inhale, open up, press into the right palm and lengthen. And then exhale, keep pressing into the right palm as you twist. 1 more time, inhale. And then exhale. As you inhale, stretch your left hand up overhead. As you exhale, return the left hand to the floor, step back into your plank. All right, we'll find 1 more side plank here. Sway both heels over to the right, sweep your left hand up overhead. Same options as before, lower the right knee. Stay here with the legs straight. If you'd like to add a back bend, step your left foot to the floor behind you and twist your hips towards the ceiling. Right, I should mention if your right knee is on the floor in modified side plank, right, stay right as you are instead of trying to add some funky back bend. It doesn't really work that way. If you do happen to be in Wild Thing in your back bend, start to make your way back into side plank. Bring your left hip back over the right. Take a nice full inhale. And then as you exhale, return both hands to the floor. Step both feet back behind you and lower all the way down. All right, untuck the toes, walk the hands wide. Once again, inhale, tuck the chin, roll up. Exhale, lift the chin and lower down. All right, 2 more times, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. And then 1 more time. Inhale. And then exhale. All right, the same as the previous side. Walk the hands out overhead. Hug the heels together. Extend out through the top of your head. Inhale, lift the hands and shoulders, maybe the legs too if you want. Then exhale, cactus the arms. Hug the shoulder blades and perhaps lift a little bit higher. All right, as you inhale, lengthen out. And then exhale, open up. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, bend the arms, lift up, and then lower all the way down. Awesome job. Inhale, retuck the toes, press up. And exhale, press all the way back. Downward facing dog. All right, to go ahead and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. All right, thank goodness we'll take a break here. All right, walk your feet out nice and wide. All right, point your toes wider than your heels and just grab onto your forearms, your elbows. Right, nice gentle ragdoll. And if you'd like, you can leave the arms resting on the floor. You can even interlace your hands behind your back. Really just a few moments here to relax your upper body and perhaps move or sway gently from side to side. Right, hopefully you have something going on in the background that you can find the beat of. Or perhaps just find the sweet, steady rhythm that is your breath, right? And they're going to start to come back to center here. Release your arms, release your elbows. Just walk your feet to about hips width apart. Right? Point all 10 toes forward. Bend your knees, lower your hips to about level with your knees. And then on your next inhale, sweep your hands overhead for chair pose. Right? Take a moment or two here just to adjust or situate yourself out in your chair pose. If you need to lower the hands, you totally can, which we'll be doing actually in just a moment or two anyway. Right? But as you get a little more acquainted with the sensations in your legs, right? Bend the knees, lower the hips, and see if you can create a little bit more. All right, then on your next inhale, straighten the arms, straighten your legs, reach up nice and tall. And then exhale, fold forward. All right, so we'll begin to add on here as you inhale, bend the knees, reach the hands overhead for chair. Then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart, palms touch, and lift your heels off the floor. All right, take a moment or two here to stabilize. All right, then lower the heels, inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, and come all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward. Right, adding on still more, bend the knees, inhale, chair pose, arms reach up. Exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels. Right, so as you lift the heels, lower the hands to the heart, and then begin to lower your elbows towards your knees. Right, maybe tap just to make sure they're still there. Right, right. Thank goodness. Right, inhale, straighten the arms, lower the heels, straighten the legs, and stretch out. And then exhale, fold. Right, adding on still more. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels. Right, begin to lower the elbows towards the knees. Perhaps tap if you can. Lift the elbows from the knees. Then lower your hips towards your heels. Perhaps tap if you can. Then lift right back up. Right, lower the heels. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Reach up. And then exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lift up into chair. Exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels. Right, tap the elbows first. Lift the elbows, tap the hips to the heels, and lift. Awesome job. Go and lower the heels. We'll fold forward here for just a breath or two more. So step the feet up perhaps just a little bit wider than your hips. Then you're going to place your left hand on the floor in front of your feet, in front of your toes, but between your feet. Right. So use a block or a few books if needed. Start with the knees bent, and then as you inhale, sweep your right hand up overhead. All right. If it feels good to do, you can begin to straighten your right leg. Right, but see if you can place your left hand so you can begin to place some weight into your hand or into your fingers, right? Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, rebend the right knee, lower your right hand to replace the left. Then on your next inhale, sweep the left hand up overhead, and we'll find a few breaths here. All right, then go and lower your left hand to the floor, rebend the knees. Step your feet a little bit closer together. All right, take a nice big inhale, lift up halfway, look to the front of your mat. And then as you exhale, walk your hands out into your downward facing dog. Right, so as you walk out into your downward facing dog, we'll take just a few moments here. So if you need to lower the knees for a quick break or a quick child's pose or a long child's pose, right, take a few moments here to do just that. Right, also a great time to find a couple sips of water. Right, otherwise, just hang out in your down dog. We'll only be here for about 2 to 3 more deep, steady breaths. Taking a moment or two here to reconnect to the steady movement of your breath. And then we'll start to make your way into your downward facing dog if you'd like to move around a little bit more, right? So as you make your way into your downward facing dog, lengthen through the shoulders, press into the palms. Lengthen through the backs of your legs by pressing through the heels. All right, on your next inhalation, bend the knees, look between the hands. As you exhale, walk up or step to the space between your hands. Right, point the toes forward, bend the knees, inhale into chair pose. All right, this time we'll keep our heels on the floor because we're going to start to play with our balance, right? So as you exhale, lower your hands to your heart, but go ahead and keep the heels down at least for now. All right, so we'll start balancing on the right foot first. So on your next inhalation, straighten your right leg and bring the left knee up in front of you. All right, then as you exhale, lower right back down into chair pose. Keep the hands at the heart. All right, then inhale again, straighten the right leg, bring the left knee up. Then exhale, lower back down. All right, once again, inhale, straighten the right leg, lift the left knee. And exhale, lower back down, maybe a little bit lower than before, right, just because you can. Right, one more time, inhale, straighten the right leg, lift the left knee up, and we'll pause here for a few breaths. All right, so as we make our way into our balance, you can bring the hands to the hips or out in space, whatever feels most stable for you. But see if you can find a little bit of steadiness here by steadying your gaze, right? Finding something to focus on, right? Maybe on the floor, maybe on the wall in front of you. But see if you can find a steady breath here, right?
And I'll turn so that you can see the opposite side of my body. Take a nice big inhale here. As you exhale, without stepping back just yet, reach your left foot behind you for warrior three, right? So left toes point as you reach the left foot back. And then on your next inhale, rebend the left knee and lift it up in front of you. Right, as you exhale again, extend the left foot back behind you. And then inhale, lift the left knee up. All right, as you exhale, extend the left foot back behind you. We'll find our warrior three here. If you'd like, you can keep the hands on the hips, reach the hands out at the sides, bring the hands to the heart, or reach the hands overhead, right? So many options for the hands. Find one that suits you best, and then find your breath. All right, take a nice deep breath in, start to bend the right knee. As you exhale, we'll step back into our low lunge, right? So step the left toes to the floor at the back of your mat, lower your left knee, and sweep your hands up overhead. All right, if you're taking care of your shoulders today, you can always bring your hands out to your heart or maybe to the front knee instead, right? But see if you can keep your body, your legs active in this pose, right? So instead of just dumping your hips towards the floor, press into the right heel, activate the muscles in your right leg. And instead of letting the ribs flare open, right? Instead of back bending here, right? Tuck the ribs in. And see if you can engage the muscles in your core, right? Nice and active in our low lunge for just another breath. All right, I'll demonstrate this first one with my hands down, right? So you know that you can always keep your hands up if you happen to be there already, right? But go ahead and tuck the toes of your left foot, take a nice big inhale, and lift your left knee off the floor. All right, as you exhale, lower the left knee back down. All right, inhale, lift the left knee, and exhale, lower back down. One more time. As you inhale, lift the left knee off the floor. As you exhale, we'll find warrior two. So spin your back heel to the floor and reach both arms out at shoulder level, right? If you still like to take care of your shoulders from here, you can always just rest your hands on your hips instead, right? But start to open up to the long edge of your mat, hips and shoulders, right? Gaze out over the right shoulder or the right hand, bend into the right knee, and we'll take just a few deep breaths here. All right, notice if your front knee wants to fall inwards over the instep of your front foot. See if you can keep that right knee, that front knee, moving towards the pinky side of your front foot. All right, on your next inhalation, bring both hands to heart center. As you exhale, Skandasana to the left, right? So bend into the left knee, straighten your front leg, and lower down any amount. All right, on your next inhale, rebend into the front knee, bring both hands to the floor, and step back into plank. All right, as you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Walk the hands wide, untuck the toes, and then inhale, roll up. And then exhale, lower back down. All right, reach your hands overhead, lift the hands, lift the feet, take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, cactus the arms and lift even higher. And then lower down as you complete the exhale. Retuck the toes, replace the hands, inhale, press up. And then exhale, press all the way back. Downward facing dog. All right, take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. All right, on your next inhalation, bend the knees, look to the space between your hands. Then as you exhale, walk up or step your feet to that space. Bend the knees, lower the hips, inhale into chair pose. All right, same as the previous side. As you exhale, lower the hands to your heart, but keep the heels on the floor, at least for now. And take a moment or two here to feel your legs, right, as if you needed any help doing that, right? But start to feel the heels pressing down and start to feel your weight shifting a little bit more into the left heel. We'll start to balance on the left. On your next inhale, straighten the left leg and lift your right knee up as high as you can. And as you exhale, right back into chair, bend both knees. Inhale, straighten the left leg, right knee is bent. And exhale, lower back down. And one more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Right, lower the hips just a shade more if you can or care to. Inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the right knee, and we'll pause here for just a breath or two. All right, same options as before. You can lower the hands to the hips or reach out in space. All right, but see if you can find something on this side to gaze at, right, to steady your gaze. Right, just a breath or two more. All right, take a nice full inhale. And without stepping to the back of your mat just yet, as you exhale, we'll extend the right foot back for a little modified warrior three. Right, so right foot, right toes reach towards the back edge of your mat. And then on your next inhale, bend the right knee in front of you. All right, exhale, reach the right foot back. Inhale, bend the right knee, lift it up. One more time, as you exhale, we'll find our next warrior three to have and to hold. So reach your right foot towards the back edge of your mat. Same options as for your hands as the previous side. Find one that suits you best, and then connect to the steady rhythm of your breath. All right, start to bend the left knee as you inhale.
And then as you exhale, we'll step back into our low lunge, right? So step your right toes to the floor at the back of your mat, lower your right knee, and either press the palms at the knee or reach both hands up overhead. Right, same as before, nice and active in the legs, press into the left heel, tuck the ribs in, engage the core, and then engage your breath, right? Just 2 or 3 more here. Right, nice and steady with your breath wherever you happen to be in your body and your thoughts, right? See if you can create that steadiness in your breathing, right? Tuck the toes of your right foot, take a nice big inhale, and lift your right knee up. As you exhale, lower it back down. All right, inhale, lift the knee, and then exhale, lower. All right, on your next inhalation, lift the back knee off the floor. As you exhale, warrior 2. Spin your back heel to the floor and lower your hands to shoulder level. All right, same as before. Nice open space here to the long edge of your mat. Extend into the fingertips and bend into the front knee. If you need to adjust the feet by widening the stance or scooching the feet closer together, know that you can do that as often as you need to. Right, create stability in your practice. All right, then on your next inhalation, bring both hands to your heart, and then Skandasana to the right. Bend the right knee, straighten the front leg, and lower down any amount. All right, as you inhale again, rebend into the front knee, bring both hands to the floor, step back into plank, and then exhale, lower all the way down. All right, untuck the toes, walk the hands wide, lift up onto the fingertips as you inhale, roll up, and exhale, lower down. Reach your hands overhead, inhale, lift the hands and feet, exhale, cactus the arms, and lift. And then return to the floor. Replace your hands, retuck the toes as you inhale, press up. And exhale, press back. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And as you walk your hands back toward your feet, point the toes forward, inhale into chair pose. All right, this time as you exhale, lower your hands, lift your heels off the floor. This time we'll balance on our tippy toes, right? So start to lower your elbows towards the knees. Lift the elbows, lower your hips towards your heels. Then lift the hips, right? Lower the heels, inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, stretch up. And then exhale, fold forward. All right, we'll add on just a little bit here. So inhale into your chair. And then as you exhale, lower your hands, lift your heels, right? Pause here for just another breath or two if you have crow pose in your practice, or if you'd like to start to bring your hands to the floor, right? Bring your elbows towards the knees, or if it's available to you, start to slide your knees up towards your shoulders. Right? Start to bring both hands to the floor, just about shoulder width apart. Look to the front edge of your mat, and use your toes to shift a little bit more into your fingertips, right? Of all things, right? Stay here with both feet firmly on the floor. Maybe lift one or both sets of toes off the floor, and then go and lower the toes, lift the hands, lift the elbows, and then lower the hips. All right, as your hips find the comfort of your heels, go and lower both knees all the way down to the floor. And from here, we'll make our way into our tabletop. All right, so go and walk your hands out in front of you. Take a nice full breath in, sweep your right hand up overhead. Then as you exhale, thread your right arm beneath your body and twist. All right, big inhale, sweep open. And then exhale, twist. Nice big inhale, sweep the right hand up overhead. And then as you exhale, thread your right hand over to the left, lower your right ear, your right shoulder all the way to the floor. And then find your breath. Right, so if you can't quite lower your ear or your shoulder all the way down to the floor comfortably, know that you can always use a block or a few pillows or a few blankets, or really whatever helps make up the difference between your head and the floor, right? It doesn't have to be anything super fancy, especially since no one can actually tell, right? Right, but as you start to find some space here in this particular shape, in this particular moment, right, so you can begin to create steadiness with your breath, right? Just 1 or 2 more here. And then start to bring your left hand to the floor somewhere beneath your left shoulder. Take a nice full breath in. Stretch your right hand up overhead. And as you exhale, return your right hand to the floor. Right, take a nice full breath in. Sweep the left hand up. And then as you exhale, thread your left arm beneath your body. Twist to the right. And then inhale, open up. And then exhale, twist. One more time. Deep breath in. Open up. As you exhale, reach over to the right as far as you can. Lower your left ear, your left shoulder all the way to the floor or to something comfortable, right? Whatever that happens to be on this particular side doesn't necessarily have to match the previous side, right? But take a moment or two to adjust, right? Take a moment or two here to connect to what's feeling good in your body. And then, of course, take a moment or two to connect to your breath, right? Just a few deep, steady breaths here. All right, then start to bring your right hand to the floor beneath your right shoulder. On your next inhalation, sweep your left hand up overhead. All right, as you exhale, return your left hand to the floor. And once your left hand finds the safety of the floor, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and we'll press back into our downward facing dog. All right, if you'd like to linger a little bit longer on your knees, you totally can, because no one will totally tell. All right, just another moment or two here before we begin to move around a bit more. All right, go start to make your way into your downward facing dog. Come back to center. All right, take a nice full breath in. Bend the knees, look between the hands. And then as you exhale, walk up or step to the space between your hands. All right, bend the knees, lower the hips. Inhale the hands up into chair. Keep the heels lower, and then lower the hands to the heart as you exhale. Right, so we'll start to play with our balance just a little bit more. All right, so on your next inhale, keep the left knee bent. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Right, exhale, lower back down. Maybe lower the hips just a little bit more. Then inhale, straighten the right leg. Lift the left knee. And then exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, lift the knee, and then exhale, lower down. All right, on your next inhalation, straighten the right leg, lift the left knee. Pausing here with the knee bent. If you'd like to add on, you can start to straighten the left leg. All right, so we're going to move from here into our Warrior 3, same as we did a few short, sweet moments ago. Right, so if your knee is bent, keep the knee bent and then lengthen behind you as we did the first time. But if you're starting with your legs straight or straight-ish, right, the foot is out in front of you, see if you can keep that shape with the leg, and you'll scissor the left leg past the right, and then point the toes into Warrior 3. Right, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Right, take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, scissor the left leg past the right, point the toes into Warrior 3. Right, flex the toes, inhale, bring the left foot, the left knee forward. And then exhale, scissor the legs, point the toes, Warrior 3. One more time, just like that. Flex the toes, bend the knee if needed. Bring the left foot or the left knee forward. And then go ahead and extend back. All right, as you extend the left foot back behind you, lower the hands to the floor, to your blocks for your standing splits. Right, if you happen to have any other props, maybe a small chair or low table, right? Or maybe you like to challenge your balance by bringing one or two hands here to your left or to your right shin. Right, wherever your hands happen to be, see if you can lift your left foot up as high as you can. We'll take just another breath or two here. Take a nice big inhale, begin to bend the right knee. As you exhale, step the left toes to the floor at the back of your mat, and then lower your left knee for low lunge. All right, sweep the hands up overhead or leave the hands on the knee. All right, tuck the toes of your left foot, take a nice big inhale, and then lift your back knee off the floor. And then exhale, lower it back down. All right, inhale, lift, and then exhale, lower. One more time, as you inhale, lift your left knee off the floor. As you exhale, open up into Warrior 2. Lower the left heel, the left instep to the floor, and bend generously into the front knee. Right. On your next inhale, reach your right hand over your right foot, rotate the right palm up, and then as you exhale, side angle pose. Bring your left arm over your left ear, either facing the palms together or perhaps resting your right elbow on your right knee. Wherever your right elbow happens to be, lean the left shoulder back, and perhaps gaze up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable for your neck. And on your next inhalation, sweep the left arm behind you, reverse your warrior, right hand reaches up. As you exhale, Skandasana to the left, right? So bring both hands to the heart, bend to the left, straighten the front leg. Right, as you inhale again, bring both hands to the floor, step back into plank, and then exhale, lower down. Walk the hands wide, untuck the toes, inhale, roll up, and exhale, lower down. Reach the hands overhead, inhale, lift, exhale, cactus the arms, and perhaps lift higher. And then return to the floor. Retuck the toes, replace the hands, inhale, press up. And then exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice big inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, walk, hop, or step to the front edge of your mat. One more time here, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to the heart, right? So balancing now on the left, take a nice big breath in, straighten the left leg, lift the right knee. And then exhale, lower down. Maybe lower the hips just a little bit lower because there's only two left, right? Inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the right knee. And then exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, straighten. And exhale, lower. One more time, as you inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the right knee up as high as you can. Same options as before. If you want, you can keep the right knee bent, or perhaps add on a little extra challenge for your balance by extending the right foot forward and flexing the toes, right? Same as before, if the leg is straight, see if you can keep the leg straight, but if the knee's bent, right, just move from that shape, right? Take a big breath in. As you exhale, scissor the legs together, point the toes, and extend the right foot back behind you. Inhale, scissor the legs or bend the knee and lift the right leg in front of you. And then exhale, warrior three. One more time. Inhale, bend the knee or scissor the legs. And then exhale, extend back into warrior three. Right, just a brief warrior three this time. As you extend the right foot back, begin to lower the hands to the floor, to your props, or maybe bringing one or two hands to your left shin, same as the previous side. All right, wherever your hands happen to be, lift the right foot, connect to your breath. We'll take just 2 or 3 more here. As you inhale, begin to bend the left knee. As you exhale, step the right foot ever so gently to the back edge of your mat and lower the right knee for your high or your low lunge, right? Find a home for your hands, either reaching overhead or pressing at the knee. Keep the toes of your right foot tucked. Take a nice big inhale, and then lift your right knee off the floor. As you exhale, lower right back down. All right, then again, inhale, lift up, and then exhale, lower right back down. One more time. As you inhale, lift the right knee. As you exhale, warrior two. One more time. Spin the back heel, the back instep to the floor, and reach both hands out at shoulder level. Right, nice big bend into the left knee. As you inhale, reach the left hand over the left foot. Rotate the palm up. As you exhale, reach your right arm over your right ear, either facing the palms together or resting your elbow on your knee for one last side angle pose. Right, wherever your elbow happens to be, press or wrap into the outer edge of your back foot, your right foot, and see if you can create some length along the right side of your body, all the way up into the right fingertips. All right, on your next inhale, sweep your right hand behind you, reverse warrior, left hand sweeps up. As you exhale, one more time, Skandasana to the right, hands to the heart, bend into the right knee. Just go down as low as you comfortably care to. All right, as you inhale again, rebend into the front knee, bring both hands to the floor, step the left foot back, and lower all the way down. One more time, untuck the toes, walk the hands wide, inhale, roll up, and exhale, lower down. Reach your hands overhead, inhale, lift, exhale, cactus the arms, and lower back down. Replace the hands, retuck the toes as you inhale, press up, and exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in, and then open mouth, exhale. One last time here, walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring the feet to about hip width apart. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, lift the heels, right? So one last chair pose here. Let's make it a good one, right? So as you lower the elbows towards the knees, right? Note since this is the last one, you don't necessarily have to go as far as you did the previous time through. Or if you still have a little gas left in the tank, know that you can totally go for it if you're still feeling good about it, right? So lower the elbows towards the knees. Pause here if you'd like one more crow pose. Bring the elbows to the knees, or maybe lift the knees up towards the shoulders. Bring the hands to the floor, spot the front of your mat, and use your toes to shift forward. Maybe a gentle bend in the elbows, right? Just to distribute your weight a little bit more. Right, but keep the chin, keep the heart lifted. Maybe lift one or both feet off the floor. Return the toes, lift the hands, lift the elbows, and then lower your hips towards your heels. Awesome job. All right, go and lower both knees all the way down to your mat. Watch the knees arrive. Go and take a stand on the shins. All right, as you come to a stand on your knees, peek down to make sure the knees are beneath your hips, so step the knees out at least a little bit. Take a big breath in, stretch the hands high. As you exhale, cactus the arms, shift the hips forward, and lift your chin. Right, as you inhale again, shift your hips back over your knees, reach your hands high, and then exhale, open up. Again, inhale, stretch up, and then exhale, open. Right, from here, you can bring your hands to support your ribs and your lower back or your upper back. You can bring your hands to support the hips and the lower back, or a full Ustrasana, a full camel is in your practice. See if you can lower both hands to your heels at the same time. Right. Right, on your next inhalation, come all the way back up. Right, and as you arrive, go and sit all the way onto the heels. And just a quick stretch here for the shoulders. Right, so go ahead, take an inhale, reach both hands up overhead. As you exhale, bring your right hand to the back of your head. Bring your left hand over to your right elbow. Right, as you open up the elbows here, resist the urge to arch the back and flare the ribs open. Right, see if you can tuck the ribs back into the body where they belong. Right, if you'd like to add on a little bit more here to this little cow-shaped arm pose or whatever that happens to mean to you, right? You can keep the left hand on the right elbow. You can turn the left hand out, point the thumb down, and then bring the back of your left hand to your lower back. Right, from here, you can grab onto your fingers if they're available to you. You can grab onto your shirt or maybe even a strap. Right, wherever your hands happen to be. Right, see if you can create some tension by pulling the hands apart. Right, holding onto the strap, to your shirt, or to your very own fingers. All right, on your next inhalation, reach the hands high. We'll just switch sides here. Bring your left hand to the back of your head, right hand over to the left elbow. Open up here, tuck the ribs in. Hold here for just a few more breaths. If you'd like, you can reach the right hand out, point the thumb down, and then bring the back of your right hand behind you for cow face arms on the other side, right? So grabbing onto your fingers, onto a strap, maybe onto your shirt, right? See if you can create some tension or some effort here by pulling the fingers apart or by pulling the hands apart while they hold onto a strap. All right, then on your next inhalation, reach both hands up overhead. And as you exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Right, go and shift forward onto your knees, onto your shins one more time. Walk the knees out beneath the hips. Take a big breath in, stretch the hands high. As you exhale, shift the hips forward, cactus the arms, and lift the heart up. Right, 2 more times. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, open up. Shift the hips forward. 1 more time. Shift the hips back, reach the hands high. As you exhale, shift the hips forward, cactus the arms. Either bring the hands to support the shoulders and ribs, the lower back and hips, all the way down to the heels at the same time for one last full camel pose. All right, wherever your hands happen to be, continue to extend the hips forward, continue to lift the heart up. All right, then on your next inhalation, slowly rise. Then go and sit all the way down onto your heels. Right, once you rise safely on the floor, we're just going to come all the way down to our seat. Right, so go ahead and pick your favorite side, swing your feet out in front of you. And once you have your feet out in front of you, go and bring the feet together and allow the knees to drop open. Right, so whatever feels best for you. If it feels good to tuck your feet close to your body, you can. You can also keep your feet a little bit further away from you, or perhaps even add a few blocks beneath your legs or beneath your knees. All right, sit up nice and tall here. Take a nice full breath in. Reach the hands high. And then as you exhale, reach the hands forward. Right, keep the chin lifted as you lean forward. Right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, reach forward. 1 more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach as far forward as you can. Once you find your stretch or once your body stops moving forward, lower the hands, lower the chin. And we'll hang out here for just a few breaths. Right? It doesn't have to be the deepest fold or the most sensational stretch. Right? Just take a few moments here to connect to what you're feeling in your body as you breathe deeply. All right, then go start to walk your hands back towards your body. All right, as you walk your hands back towards your body, use your hands to bring your knees all the way together, and we'll make our way onto our backs. Right, so make sure you have plenty of room to do just that. Right, and as you rise safely on the floor, bring both knees in towards your body. We'll take a quick visit here with our happy baby. Right, either hug the knees in towards your shoulders, and if it's available to you, you can grab onto the edges of your feet and point the heels up. Right, just a few breaths here, and of course, if it feels good to do, you're definitely more than welcome to rock from side to side. All right, then come back to center, release the feet, keep the knees bent, but place the feet on the floor and reach both arms out to the sides with the palms facing down. All right, from here, you'll cross your right knee over the left, and instead of making that figure 4 shape, see if you can bring your knees or your thighs all the way together, and then lower your knees over to the left side of your mat. All right, as you lower your knees to the left, shift your gaze over to the right, and we'll take just a few more breaths here. All right, then on your next inhalation, slowly come back to center, unravel the legs. All right, this time you'll cross your left knee, your left thigh over the right, lower the knees to the right, and then shift your gaze over to the left. Right, we'll take just a few more breaths here. All right, then on your next inhalation, come back to center, unravel your legs, wrap your arms around your shins, and lift your shoulders up towards your knees. All right, give yourself a big squeeze here, and then lift your shoulders up a little bit closer if you can, and take a big breath in. Sip in just a little bit more, and just a little bit more, and then let it all go. Release your breath, release your legs, and we'll make our way into our Shavasana, or our final resting pose. All right, so if you'd like to substitute any
a different pose, right? Something more restful for you, whatever that happens to be. Doesn't even have to be anything really specific, right? Also, if you'd like to add any props or perhaps substitute a seated meditation, take a moment or two here to adjust as needed. And then once you find that space, right, allow yourself a few moments here on your mat in your day where you can just be in this experience of your body, of yourself, of your practice, without needing to do anything else except breathe. All right, just a few moments here to be as you are and to feel good as you are. And of course, you can linger here as long as you'd like, right? Take some time, take as much time as you'd like. Right, but I want to thank you for joining me today, for making it to your mats, for joining me here at Downy Yoga. I hope to see you again on your mat soon. Right, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you, and namaste.